This is one of the limbs I found in the parking lot I'm in right now. There are several. Let's not be modest here. It's not just between you and your brother. She told me there was another person she beat one year when she was racing.
Yes, Carl Edwards was in the race at the year I was.
Says that's probably their biggest concern for today, and let me show you.
These are what our roads look like right now. You can already see the rain coming down. If you take a look behind me right here, this carport, the walls have just been ripped apart. Now I'm going to continue walking over here and show you that signs like this one, several people have told me that they've come from just blocks away. And if we keep heading over this way, you can actually see one of the power line poles. It is just hanging by the power line. I'm just now getting my first interview with the Jefferson City Police Department. Now, Lieutenant Williams, would you be able to tell me a little bit about what happened? Ashley, Stephanie Farrell says that her son has had mental health issues throughout his entire life, but being in jail, she says, has only made it worse.
He knows he needs medications and he wants them, and he takes them.
But not anymore. Stephanie Farrell says her son, Ryan Blair, has drug-induced paranoid schizophrenia. She told me he was taking his medications up until he went to jail in December. Now she can no longer afford it.
It's bad. It's really bad, and it's very difficult for everybody to deal with.
But according to the Audrain County Inmate Health Services Agreement between the county jail and Advanced Correctional Health Care, ACH is supposed to provide a mental health worker to visit with the inmates. But the contract only requires the social worker to visit the jail for 3 hours each week. That's less than 2% of the total number of hours in a week. Even still, it's not clear whether the social worker visited the jail as required by the contract or if that person had any interactions with Blair. The Audrain County Sheriff's Office will not talk to us about the case. On Thursday, authorities accused Blair of murdering inmate Michael Eisenhower. But Blair's mother says authorities should consider his mental illness.
And it's very legitimate. It's very real how sick he truly is, and I don't think he even knew what he was doing.
And the jail's health services agreement says it's the responsibility of the sheriff's office to keep inmates secure. Farrell says she's planning to get a lawyer and fight the charge. I also looked into Blair's eligibility for drug and mental health courts. To take a look at that, you can visit our website at abc17news.com. Reporting live in the newsroom, Olivia Gerling, ABC 17 News. Imagine living next to a house that smelled like death. That's what one woman told me she smelled every time she walked past Tiffany Woodington's house.
This awful stench of death.
Neighbors described the smell as if a deer carcass had been in the house, only 10 times worse.
It was so potent that it would make us sick.
Jamie Richardson lives down the road from Woodington's house. She says she and her kids would sometimes take walks and they would smell the house. One day, she said her son got sick from the smell. The Benton County Sheriff told me he's now hoping to make some changes in Missouri legislation. Right now, Missouri's statute on animal neglect defines it as someone who has the care of an animal and doesn't provide adequate care.
What's your definition of adequate care?
But Knox also told me Benton County does not have a limit to the number of animals a person can have. According to the supplementary report out of Texas, the Cameron County Sheriff's Department arrested Steve Woodington, Tiffany's husband, and Mark Trevino after finding evidence of animal abuse. The report says the men told deputies the animals were going to Missouri for adoption. Knox said after their arrest, deputies contacted the Missouri Humane Society, which notified Knox. I also obtained the probable cause statement for this case. If you want to take a look at the full timeline of events, you can visit our website at abc17news.com. Reporting in Benton County, Olivia Gerling, ABC 17 News.
I'm tough. I was in the Army, and I ain't afraid of nothing, The hardest thing is letting people help you out.
Dennis Thompson grew up on two wheels.
I love the sound of Harleys when they're tuned right and everything's working. They got a sound to them that just can't be beat.
But that sound is all he has left.
Didn't see the car coming, and they didn't see me until it was too late. In 2 weeks, I had 156 units of blood given to me, and my heart had stopped at least 6 times.
In 2 weeks, his life changed.
Took my leg out and then my arm went through the windshield of the car.
He went from seeing with 2 eyes to seeing with none. And 2 wheels to 3.
Now I use my imagination or my mind more when I'm riding.
Yes, Thompson is still riding. His wife is even helping him do it. Sandy Thompson isn't just along for the ride. She is the ride.
You can crash in a car, you can crash in a tractor trailer, you can crash in a bus. Just because you crash doesn't mean that you stop doing what you enjoy doing.
Thompson may have lost his sight, but his wife is making sure he doesn't lose his love. Olivia Gerling, KOMU 8 Sports, Columbia.